Hi, this is Jeremy. I was going to share an experience today. Duane went over it in the beginning with the initial experience, but it was about deciding. It's quite simple. Myself, Duane, we were all in a car. Duane was driving the car. It was me, Mary to my left, and Val, you were sitting passenger up front. And it was very simple. Duane was speaking to us, and he was saying it's very important on deciding that you need to decide a real position. You need to decide to position yourself with the is 100%, because all these other ideas like the divine, spiritual, etc. And I started getting views of like what these refer to, and it just seemed like you could say sort of like holy ideas, and whatever he said, it can retract itself anytime. You know, these things can retract themselves anytime. And then as I started coming back to the initial view of the car through all these other views that I was getting about spiritual ideas, it was Duane looking right at me. He says, or else you'll come right back here. And I remember on the real side, I had like woken up and I realized how important it was to actually decide something. And from that, I got the recognition that it's not really so much about going to or creating something else or doing this and doing that. Yes, you do something, but instead of creating something, you more so recognize the positions that are already there with your real awareness, because it's already done, complete. So you just have to decide to stand in that recognition, the reality of it. And that's what I wanted to share. Thank you.
Yeah, let me say, Jeremy, that's very good. Yes, and that is the reality. That's the reality of life. But it's very important to also recognize, people get lost in these ideas that, they want bliss, they want happiness, they want all these things, they want to go to heaven, all this. And yeah, and that is why you came here. And there's a lot of wake up there. As long as you're here, you really want to pay attention and you're making decisions all the time in the creative sense, which is very, very important. Revizar and Paul and the boys, they're totally creative on the real side. And just like they were here, just like Paul wrote all the time. And any person that really wakes up, they're very, very creative. With providing something that has a real potential, even if it's growing food and, selling it at the farmer's market or whatever for people, growing, totally healthy, natural food, something potential. So the creative personal part here is very, very important. We don't bypass any of that. So, Paul did kind of the regimentation of things. It was like a boot camp, and he defined, these are the cal foods, these are the ec foods, and, the back and forth, the good and bad, the right and wrong, etc. Well, it's not about that. It's learning to be creative with everything, confronting everything because of what's taking place in the world. It's a new day. And so deciding every moment what you're doing, what your motivation is, what your intent is in creation. Yes, and all life is an isness. That's already available. That's a given, like the sun shining. So in a way, you almost don't have to consider that. All you have to do is have your intent there, and then you just go about doing what you do in creation to provide something more than just for yourself. And at the same time, yes, you provide for yourself, but get past yourself. Take the risk. Take on the challenges of what's going on. I'm all over the world with what I do, and with the projects that Val and I have decided and whatever. And I talk to people all over the world. And the world knows me, from the Vatican to the Queen to the U.S. government, etc., they know who I am. They see it, and it's very interesting, my position. I'm amazed I'm still here because of what I'm into way more than James Bond. And so the thing is, I just step right up and I confront them on the physical level here too. It's a little bit scary, but I do it because I want to get certain things done, and there's only so much time. And this is being shown too. These are warnings that have been given many times, and especially, the great witness, Kevin there, and other things. I see things too. I don't always say things. I want to try and reach people, and I look for that sincerity. And there are certain people in the groups, etc., that have the real sincerity, and this is what the real guides look for. That real, true sincerity. Will that person be sincere and wholeheartedly? And it's not about a bunch of emotional stuff or whatever, but the sincerity to step up and be real, take the risk. And so being creative here, realistically, okay, which I've provided a lot, and I've had to, and I like it, make up new words and references, etc., that actually bother people. I've actually had people, the 3-letter thing, it's like, what is that? Well, yeah, but, this is what I see, and I'm not saying I'm right. It's not about that. It's not about right or wrong. It's just that this is a particular reference, and this bothers the elites too, because as I took the rod of power in 2001, I was shown the is. Well, eventually it comes around to where Obama invents ISIS, is. You think that's a coincidence? And then as things go along, other things take place too that refer to what I'm doing. So I went to the 3 letters. And so, and they do have 3-letter agencies, of course, FBI, IRS, CIA, etc. They like their little 3-letter agencies, etc. And so I have fun with this also, making this creative, and I've, with my relationships around the world and the different Skypes, etc., in the business sense, to get the projects going, etc. It's been a fun time to do this, and getting the agreement from people who are risk takers and want to see something better in the world too. So this is where I created the idea of Save the Earth. And it's not about saving the Earth so much, but at least having the idea there that shows that we're really trying to do something real, more so than just, these conferences all over the world, Greenpeace and all this stuff, which are really backed by the government, and just to get people to agree and keep them dumbed down, etc. So it's sorting through this, and at the same time being very creative, so that this becomes your whole life. See? And you still have your little tiny personal life. But that's your choice. Not every person is going to do this. Not every person is going to recognize how to do this. Again, most people are looking for their comfort zone. That's why they go to religion. They want to go to a happier place after they've been brutalized here and destroyed on the earth, and that their God will save them and take care of them. Well, okay, whatever. And the same thing with the old corporation and Harry and Joni, all reptilians, but they don't get it yet, but they will on the real side, and all of a sudden they'll be there, and it's like, okay, where's the happy place? Well, there is no happy place for you because you've agreed to deception. And so it is huge to see through that. So I have the compassion and the real concern to provide something real, and it's a huge strain on me. And I get attacked all the time. I get attacked by aliens, by the Kalam God, etc. I've been in the hospital, but I keep going because love the adventure, love the challenge to figure things out. That's the fun part. The harder it is, the better I like it. Yeah, not the easy stuff, the really hard stuff, and that's taking on the world. And so they all know me. It's fine. I've seen them on the real side. I know what they're doing, and it doesn't matter. They can do whatever. I'm just doing whatever, so I'm presenting this, and it's for everybody. We're all beings of light. We decide what we're going to do here, but this is the big wake up. It's all part of it. So creation is very important. And yes, making that decision with everything. What are you going to do when you see something or hear something? Are you going to take it and turn it around and do something, or are you just going to let it lie thinking that, oh, it'll just fix itself? Well, I'm not saying go out there and start protesting or whatever. That's not the idea, but being creative and having fun with it. So Val and I are doing little things down here, and we started a newsletter months ago, and it's really kind of cool in La Mission, and I'm looking forward to doing newspaper, creating a newspaper in Baja here, and then getting it all over and eventually all over the world, and market RealBazaar and the Real Guides in a particular way. And this is another one of my fun adventures, so this is one of the projects, etc. So just having fun with it, and anybody can do it. Just let the reference be the isness, and in a particular way, let it step at a time, let people know. So we're going to do self-sufficient communities here. That's a first step, to let people know that they don't need the government to depend upon. They can figure it out themselves. And so everything's available, just like when you walk into Walmart or Home Depot, you got all this stuff there. Technology's all over the world. You got more than ever. So, you know, the fun part is take on the challenge to do something real. Get past that personal self, and the heck with what other people think. You know, just do it and be cool about it. Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Thanks, Duane and Jeremy. And let me remind you of this little project we have with the magnetic signs that Duane cut up. This material that you can, has a magnet on the back, and you can cut it up into small pieces. And Duane put the N on there. We're going to put the new on there eventually, but we cut it up into small, really small pieces, but you know, 3-inch by 3-inch or so. And then I've been putting it around town because it's magnetic, so you can put it on cars. Each time I get on the bus to go to La Mission, I put one on the bus door, put it on telephones, light poles, buildings, anything with metal on it. And pretty soon, everybody will be seeing the new. It's a subliminal.